tell them we up next. You can't stop that. This your favorite podcast. Every show is lit, baby. You know what we finna do. Slick gon' talk that slick talk. He gon' get political. Okay. Do not switch topics. Nope. Niggas is toxic. Poppy shots don't always saying something wrong. But if you don't like it, what we saying, nigga, oh well. We try to tell you, baby, this might not go well. This might not go. Hey, that's it. One take. We're not even doing it again. Keep that. That's the one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of This Might Not Go Well. Yeah. Episode 93. We in the building. You already know who it is. It's the host with the most, B Brezzy, aka Poppy Sazon.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Slick Grayson. How y'all doing out there?
Yeah. You already know how this goes. Please follow us on all social media. This might not go well. If you have any branding deals, business opportunities, please email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com. Episode 93, brother.
I'm good.
How you feeling?
I'm all right. As you can hear, Joker in the background not trying to let me be great. I don't feel that great, but I'm all right. Just came back from a camping trip literally an hour ago. My boy, you want to say hi? Hold on. Let me get Joker to say hi. Come here. He said, fuck me. But, you know, just comes up from a camping trip, a little tired, definitely feeling a little under the weather, but it's okay. It's okay. How you feeling?
Good. You know what? I'm happy that you, even though you feel under the weather, you still decided to put on this episode this week, because you know how special this episode is for me this week out here. You already know what I'm about to get into. We going this episode, I'm letting you know this right now. We're gonna speed through these news shits. There's not even a lot of shit that happened this past week, to be honest with you. We're going to speed past this, and we're going to talk about the album of the year, possibly the album of the fucking decade by the GOAT man himself. I had to do this. Thank you, Slick, for sucking up, being sick, and allowing me to pod and release an episode this week, okay?
Yeah, I'm so sick. I was about to be real disrespectful. I'm like, bro, you reaching right now, but we're going to get to the album. We're going to get to it.
Besides that, this week is cool. You know, not too bad. You feel me? 3-day weekend. A lot of people's birthday. Oh yeah! Shout out to the person who made our cover art and who's helping us with our merch. Jazz of all trades. You know, she has been in a few episodes in the past before, and she has helped us not only with our logo but with our merch. So shout out to her and happy birthday, sis. Love you.
Big facts. It's true creative, true visionary. Got the new merch coming out soon thanks to her design. So just definitely, you need anything graphically done, holla at your girl.
Jazz of all trades.
Yes, sir.
And then Wakanda's, Black Panther 2 is out this weekend. I already know it's about to be a zoo in the movie theaters right now. You feel me?
Can we talk about that real quick? I'm not gonna cut you off, but remember all the crazy hype for the first one? Life been so damn difficult. I feel like this one isn't even getting proper promotion. I ain't seen nobody in no dashiki by the movie theaters. I ain't seen no parades happening yet. I know it's supposed to do 400 million. It's supposed to do 400 million this weekend, which is amazing. But I just feel like, the way life's so hitting so goddamn hard right now, we can't even be happy about this movie as the way we should be.
Bro, every other week we have someone passing away. Nigga, COVID is still out there and about. Niggas are trying to ignore that. We had elections happen. I ain't gonna hold you. Niggas not really fucking with the theaters. Especially now, like you had to understand, the first Black Panther was pre-pandemic. When niggas was still going to the movie theaters with no problem. Niggas getting the movies literally a week or two after it premieres. What's the need to be going to the theaters like that for?
I feel you, but still, you would think, event movies, you think about Spider-Man, Batman, what else came out? Top Gun, joints that these are big.
I was surprised about Top Gun.
Top Gun.
I knew there was a cult following for Top Gun, but I didn't expect a lot of new people, younger folks, to go see it.
Well, you gotta think about it. Tom Cruise is still semi-bulletproof when he drops a flick for the most part. He's still in the original Top Gun is a cult classic, and then there's a lot of I just watched it over the weekend. There's a lot of young actors, not necessarily young, but recognizable faces that are starting to build their own fan base. So I think that it just was the perfect storm. And it was if you have superhero fatigue, it was all right, you get all the action because the action sequences were amazing, but but then you also get an original sequel, original story, and it was fire. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check that out.
Yeah. But let's get some of these news stuff out the way. This ain't gonna be a long episode, hopefully. We say that all the time, and it might end up being a long episode.
I mean, I can barely breathe, so I'm assuming it's not gonna be a long episode.
Hey, you shout out to the listeners. Y'all saw him. Y'all told Slick to get his energy up. Maybe next episode when he feel better. You let him get it past this episode, okay? Let him get it past this episode. But we want to send our deep condolences to the family of Aaron Carter. He have passed away last week. 34 years old, right? Yeah, 34, bro.
It's real heavy, real sad.
That's
unfortunate.
He's been around for a minute, so it's kind of like, damn, I didn't even know he was still young type shit. He's around our age group and shit.
He was on TV since we was like 5 and 7 respectively, so I mean, I get it. It's like that. He's been around for about damn near 30 years as an act. It's one of those sad stories, like child actors, not really knowing how to transition from the fame, or once you're not profitable, they're not really checking for you. And then he had a history of substance and drug abuse, which resulted in like facial tattoos, some crazy social media stunts and attention seeking things. And it's just very sad. I think that what happened, he was in his house. Somebody was called for a wellness check. He turned the police away from the wellness check and told his maid not to bother him. And the next morning he was found dead in a bathtub. So truly, truly sad case. Condolences out to Nick Carter and his family, man.
Yeah, and I know he had issues with his brother and some other family members. Like, yo, please, if you can fix the drama with anyone in your life, especially your family, please do. Tomorrow's never promised. You feel me? Don't hold grudges in this life. I'm not talking about, completely forgive them and forget, but forgive and move on, and do not have no grudges in your heart, because you never know when is your time. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Great. You feel me? And having to live up to that shadow, especially of your brother Nick, who was great, probably part of one of the greatest boy bands ever. Man, RIP to Aaron Carter. But what happened this week? Elections, man. Whew. Elections happened, and it had everyone on a frenzy. What's your thoughts?
I didn't give a fuck. I think.
Did you at least vote?
Nope. I'll tell you why though.
Go ahead.
I think that I've been involved in a lot of. I guess it's weird. I've been involved in a lot of conversations recently, just about like the status of our country and like the way society works and everything. And essentially, with the midterm elections, there's normally a lower voter turnout. I don't think I've ever voted in a midterm election. I'll be totally transparent in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, the issues that we are dealing with, I think that during the midterms is more so a popularity contest or a shift between, all right, do we want to stay Democratic or do we want to move Republican or vice versa, depending on who the president is, right? A lot of cheap, gimmicky stuff to this point, trying to get campaign managers to your campaigns off the ground. Do what you do to get garner a vote. There was not one candidate that said anything that made me think my life was going to be any different with them in front of him. And I'm being completely honest. Yeah. Second thing that I've really been thinking about.
The governor race was really close. Usually it's not that close.
That's because people are tired. But that's the thing too. Everybody runs on these plot points of, feelings and trying to evoke emotion and fear and all that shit. There is no place for feelings and fear in politics. And I will stand 10 toes down on that from this point forward in my life. The fact that every election cycle, candidates are running on platforms in which they are engaging and using fear tactics or trying to invoke feeling and reaction to support you so you not to do what the fuck you said you were going to do. I'm tired of that game. I think that for me to support a politician right now would have to really come with a clear-cut policy of how they're going to do things. And the way that the system works, the republic, because I don't really think we're a democracy. We're definitely a republic. We're a democracy in name, but in actions, we're a republic. Right? I think that just because you're on the opposite side of the fence, like you're on the opposite team, even if the person is presenting a great bill, you guys are going the opposite team is going to shred it to just to make the other team look bad, not thinking about the betterment of the American people. So I think that at this point, We've seen the mass media shift in political parties and candidates to try to, rock the vote or die. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. And it's just like, cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. Because at the end of the day, people are running on platforms and shit can't get done. Shit can't get agreed upon. Because people are so invested in their own self-interest that they don't give a fuck about the people that they're planning to serve. So I don't partake in the midterms. After Biden and Trump and Obama back to back to back, I'm just kind of like, man, it's my civic duty to vote. I participate.
You might go with Trump. He going for 2024 or Kanye.
I'm not supporting that shit either. I'm saying at this point, it's like the Democrats are like the middleman. They want the government to serve as a middleman for, public service. The Republicans are pretty much like, oh, get it. If I'm gonna put rules in place so you can get it how you get it. Unfortunately, the information is not out there. The information is not readily available for people of all skin types, colors, creeds, religions to flourish in that system, right? The middlemen run into too much work because they got to try to grease too many hands to get what they want. I'm like, until I see a candidate really can come together and create bipartisan legislation that both sides can agree on, which probably might not happen in our lifetime again for a long time, right? I feel like, I removed my feelings from it. I've removed my fear from it. Let's figure it out. What's making my life better? What's making my family's life better? Again, we talk about abortion rights. We talk about civil rights. We talk about taxes. We talk about all these things, right? These policies that they're coming up with are doing nothing to better that for my day-to-day, my family's day-to-day, if that makes sense. So I sat this one out. And if they're like, oh, it's your civic duty, yeah, I get that part. But what are they doing for me as a citizen? My taxes, my tax bracket goal is whatever it is. I'm still seeing crazy inflation numbers, even though that's probably not as directly in the government. Crime is still up. Fear, like every time something scary happens, you try to use it as a plot point rather than creating strong legislation. Like, and again, if you're going to run on feelings and all this other bullshit, it's cool. I saw the thing in Atlanta about Stacey Abrams losing because black men made her lose. I was kind of like, what?
Bro, and thank you for touching on that part because I was going to talk about that. Can we stop demeaning black men for everything, bro? They were so quick to, before they even had the data, bro, so quick to sit here and say, black men didn't do this. And I'm like, it came out that black men, 84, I think it was 86% of us voted for her. You know who failed her? The Latino man. We already know white men wasn't going to vote for her.
And the white woman.
And the white women didn't vote for her. So that shows how much white women are against empowering a lot of women to maintain white supremacy. Be honest with you,
it's not even that, bro. It's the feelings argument. If you run on a platform that's strictly based on ethos and establishing people caring about a topic, but you don't have a plan, it's not going to work. Say what you want about boy who won. He's a Trump supporter. He's a racist. He's anti-abortion. All of that. His fan base or his demographic that his target demographic, they probably tap into that racist. They don't want to see a black woman in as much as this shit might be fucked up. There's a plan you can follow. Results get people outside. And it's
you know what? I agree with that. But then when you look at Texas, with all the mass shootings that happen in Texas,
Beto lost,
especially the I can't pronounce it. The Uvita.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that mishandlement, and you had the person really actively trying to advocate for change and really seek justice for those shootings. And y'all didn't vote him in, but y'all vote the guy who dropped the ball?
Well, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
It's Beto. I'm a supporter of, like I said, I've grown up primarily Democratic, right? And told the Democrats are the way to go. I'm not supporting either party here. This was actually brought to my attention in a conversation I had last weekend, and I've been thinking about it a lot. What was his plan? Because how are you going to strip people of their Second Amendment right? And are we stripping people of the Second Amendment right because it is improper? Or are we trying to change the Second Amendment based on our feelings about how things are happening in the world?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once we kind of got past Sandy Hook, RIP to those children.
But what would be the grounds of changing that?
I knew they wasn't going to fix the gun laws in this country. But if they wasn't going to do that after kids.
But that's the question though. What would be the grounds on changing gun laws for every able-bodied citizen?
No, that's a tough question. And I really didn't want him though, because obviously, yes, that's a conversation that needs to be had and a plan needs to be formulated. But you actively had the person mishandled the situation, especially given how more mass shootings are occurring. You have to get those people who don't know how to handle these things out of office and at least give a newcomer a try. And that's why I wanted him to win. Now, granted, when it comes to Second Amendment, unpopular opinion, I think it should stay.
But if it stays,
especially with crimes and all that other stuff popping up, and you hearing all these things, especially in our communities and stuff like that, keep it on you. Now, granted, we can discuss having assault rifles. We can discuss talking about putting more restrictions and adding more limitations to it. But I'm definitely not foregoing the Second Amendment at all. But then at least that's my personal opinion, my personal preference.
And it wasn't a debate about that. I was just more so saying, if you're running on a platform that is feelings based, and a big part of the demographic you're trying to shift over is an opposition of what you're trying to do, it'll never work. And that's why I said, Beto, for the second time, Democrats sell your dreams.
But the thing about the Republicans are they're the exact same way.
I'm not saying
they just sell it better. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you're saying this. I'm just saying, given the optics, because I hear that argument a lot. Not argument, but I hear that point of view a lot. And they kind of make it seem like Republicans have this great idea, or they just know how to sell the shit better.
They have an easier base to sell to, because a lot of the values that they are upholding are the same values that their demographic has held for the past 300, 400 years. And that's why I'm saying, it's not surprising when, the dream sellers, the Democrats, go through this. This is just over years of wondering, how can they kill children and you can still go to Walmart and buy a gun in some states, like a whole fucking assault rifle type shit. You feel me? But it's what's the grounds to stop it? If you could present a plan that clearly outlines how, what are the restrictions? What will they look like? Right? Can you get people on board? Then people might shift to your side. Yes, I don't want anybody to die, but I don't want you telling. It's like telling a girl what to wear. You feel me? All right, wear this instead, as opposed to I just don't like that. Well, fuck you.
It's hard. It's hard though, because it's kind of like when the party feeds you information to not even listen to the other side. It's kind of like the Democrats can't really come up with a plan per se, because even if they do come with a plan, you have the Republican side create some type of propaganda to kind of, oh no, they're trying to remove your rights. They're trying to keep you down. Oh, you don't focus on too much change. So it's kind of like, even if Democrats come the next day with a foolproof plan, they have so much pride over there. So that's why I say it's emotional on both fronts, because they have pride and emotion on that side, where it's kind of like, I don't want to succumb. It's like, we're going to make it and you guys follow it. I think that's kind of like the mindset of both sides, sort of thing.
Exactly. And does that work? And let me ask this question, follow-up question. How many actual informed citizens do you think are paying attention, or they just hear the tagline? We talked about Black Lives Matter all those episodes ago, right? How many people hear the tagline but don't pay attention to what the actual organization is doing besides, buying Airbnbs or whatever else that shorty was doing?
Bro, when Colin Kaepernick took that knee, I knew this nation do not listen, because they went so hard about, disrespecting the troop, not knowing that the troop told Colin Kaepernick to take the damn knee. What he did before was sitting down. He took the knee because he talked to someone who served. So when everybody was going off of just, you disrespecting the truth, he got that suggestion from someone who actively served. No. And I knew from then people do not listen, and people just have their own thoughts and just go out the world with it.
And then go off of a feeling. which is not how things are supposed to do. So like I said, I had shit for the midterms. I'll see how I feel about the presidential election. I went out last year and I voted for Biden. What that nigga do? So
and black women, I love you, black women, but stop trying to villainize us black men for everything, bro, please. And also other black men too, because I'm never gonna put this on black women. Because I saw a black man actually tweeted that, from what I've seen, but I've seen other tweets, but I've mostly seen that black man got mostly stop trying to bring us black men down in everything and trying to make us take the downfall on stuff, bro. Because if that graphic didn't come out showcasing that majority of black men voted for her, bro, niggas would have had a field day with separating us on social media.
But don't you think that that's part of the point?
We gonna get in our conspiracy bag now?
It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. Who you want to blame? Who can you blame and argue with? Each other, as opposed to being like, look into the system. So like evidence again, feelings versus logic and proof. The picture was proof. All right. Versus I know this nigga didn't vote. I'm putting that on everybody.
But the thing about it is, we talk about being so woke so much.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, niggas need, like Charlamagne the guy said, niggas need to take a nap out here for real. Niggas need to take a nap.
But everybody's trying to be, but we're commercializing wokeness. Think about it,
bro.
Wokeness was literally a vehicle that people were using to create clout and establish themselves as being, smarter than, or whatever you may have you. Like it's just like,
and I know we have other topics we got to touch on, but I did that stuff kind of like just triggered me as a black man, and I don't think. And maybe this is why they keep talking about sassy niggas, because we talk about our feelings and all that. But it is triggering as a black man to see that y'all are just ready to downpack us. Like, oh yeah, black men don't really care about black women. They don't want to see a black woman in charge. I'm over here like, bro, what? I fuck with Stacey Abrams. Like, I'm not from Georgia, but I would have voted for her. But I'm just like, yo, y'all didn't even have no numbers yet. And y'all didn't even focus on the real people who wasn't even voting for them. But y'all so quick to bring us in the mud. And I'm just like, yo, dude, and I don't want to put black women into this, because, I don't want to sit here and put it on their shoulders. So I put it on black people overall. Do y'all understand what it feels like to go on these social media and see these things, and then, even though it might not hit you right then, but maybe if you actively seen these tweets gunning for you, even if it might not apply fully, that takes a toll, and that creates a combative spirit. And now we're not even listening to each other, and then now we're not unified. And so now when situation like with Kyrie and Brittany Griner and all these other stuff that we need to be united for and show what power we have, we can't.
We don't have power, bro. We can talk about that later though. But again,
damn, we really got into our political shit. Hold on.
Sorry, I'm sick. I don't really got a lot of comedic wit, but let's try the next topic. Maybe I'll have something for you.
Now this one, man, Erica Mena. I just wanted to, I don't know if you saw what happened, but she kind of like broke down when she found out she's only going to be getting $4,000 a month in child support.
Safari don't make
from
no
Safari,
her
ex-husband.
He don't make no fucking money.
Say that again?
Safari don't make no fucking money.
But she kind of broke down, bro. She kind of was like, bro, what am I supposed to do with $4,000 a month? And I'm just like, bro.
Can I address that? Child support is for the kid, not for you. And I'm not saying he didn't do you dirty. I'm not saying that he didn't embarrass you. I'm not saying,
bro, he did her dirty. And I want to say we clowned Safari a long time ago. If you were an avid listener, we clowned his ass. Boy chased her down just to fuck up. But then again, I understand that when you thought you wanted a girl, and then when you actually get her, you're like, oh damn. Maybe she's not what I thought she was.
I mean, that's expectation. That's a whole nother conversation. But $4,000 is a lot to raise a child on, and you still have your avenues. And who's to say? I'm not saying he's going to be a good father outside, not y'all not together. But who's to say he's not going to take care of his kid? And this is just in general about child support. Child support should not be weaponized to fulfill relationships. But
exactly
at the same point, If you think you deserve more, provide the documents to show it. Again, facts versus feelings. And I think
but my thing about it is Erica Mena is not no
she making her money
regular 9 to 5. Yeah, not no regular 9 to 5 type John. Like she got businesses. She does reality TV shows. She brings in money.
Feelings are invested. She was embarrassed. She was hurt. She was left alone postpartum. She wanted that shit to hurt. And then who says it's not hurting them? Because what's child support? 30%? What's the rate that they
should be?
Whatever the rate is.
Around that.
I will never forget. And this might be too deep. Sorry, whatever. But my father, this totally transparent moment, being Lawrence, not even being Slick, would tell me how much child support broke his back as I'm coming up. And there's a stigma on child support. And what I will say to that is that if you're put on papers because you're not fulfilling, or there's a fear that you're not going to fulfill your responsibilities financially for your child, then if you're mad about that, that's fine, because you put yourself in that position.
Mm-hmm.
If you are of the notion that I do what I need to do for my kid, and this is retribution or whatever, you got to be careful about who you having babies with. You can tell a person's character way before there's red flags pop up early on. You choose to see past them until you're in a fucked up situation. So on both of their cases, I'm just kind of like, y'all knew y'all was both toxic. Y'all knew that, whatever might happen, life comes out of this. You both have responsibilities. If you wanted child support to hurt him or to support your lifestyle, it might have done that. It might have hurt him. Because, again, I don't think Safari out here making that much money. VH1 checks ain't clear. Yeah. He might be making a good amount. Might be making what?
I think they still do Love and Hip Hop.
I'm about to say, so you say he's making 6 figures a year, $4,000.
Oh, definitely. I definitely say that.
But then you say, what's that? Almost a little under $50,000 annually that he's going to child support? If he's getting...
it would be $48,000 a year.
So $48,000 a year on top of your other supplemental income and your main income and him doing stuff for his kid. I think that to just raise a baby, diapers, formula, things like that, that's a salary. That's a
especially the first 2 years.
That's a salary. And then if something happens where he makes more money and you can go back, do that. But to go on screen and cry and all of that, like, again, that seemed more revenge-esque and wanting to hurt somebody. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be hurt because of the shit he did, but we're seeing more and more in that child support process that is been streamlined. All right, I'm gonna give you what the judge thinks that the child needs, and based on what you prove in court that the child needs. Not the child doesn't need fucking vacations every month and his own guest house,
private school.
I mean, even at 50,000, yeah, he can go to it, but it might not be the top of the line private school.
No, but it's for 2 kids though, so it's probably
4,000 for 2,
2,000 for each kids.
Oh damn! Well, maybe she need a little bit more.
4,000 a month for niggas is niggas in the hood less than $2,000 handling 3 or 4 kids.
Now, my daddy was beefing about like 600, I think, or like
come on,
1,200 a month. So like,
nigga, you getting $4,000, nigga, and I don't even know what state they live in per se.
Probably California.
Even in New York, if she just makes 1,000 or 2 a month on her own, that's 6,000.
If he had
you decent in New York.
If he had it like that, like openly flaunting millions of dollars, maybe I have a little bit more sympathy. And maybe if I wasn't sick, I have a little more sympathy. I'm like, we don't use things like that to weaponize to get revenge because of a failed relationship.
Yeah, and I want to share your sentiment on child support. I'm kind of on the crossroad with child support because I've seen it been used to hurt a guy, and also some niggas out here need to be put on child support. We know some bum ass niggas out here that say they gonna do right by the kid. Oh yeah, I'm gonna handle that, but don't come through. Don't be a man of their word.
Absolutely.
And put that nigga on child support. I think my preference is I'd rather you guys talk about a system on your own first, and if that doesn't work out, then you go through the courts. But if that nigga's not doing his responsibility, but then women, you have to understand too, you put the nigga on child support, you can't be asking for more now. You can't be like, hey, Oh,
short on this.
Little CJ need an extra boop 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 type stuff because he can turn around and be like, "Yo, every month they take this out of my check. What you're doing?" So you have to be comfortable with that too, ladies, that he can pull that card out on you. But I also know some guys in real life. I know some guys in real life who put themselves on child support just so they can have an active tracker, an active paper trail for the woman.
Absolutely. So like I said, sympathies for the heartbreak and whatnot, but like that's seemingly enough money to raise a baby, just an average everyday baby, and I'm sure that's just what you have. So.
Nah, they said 1,500. I mean, 1,000 to 1,500.
I'm just saying in general, like
it's really good to raise a kid.
And she has, and there are outlets, and you have support. I'm pretty sure you have business deals, like, and I'm hoping, knocking on putting this out there that Safari will be a good father and still be there to support his children outside of his financial obligations as deemed by the court. But yeah, sorry.
Now this Kyrie saga.
Bullshit.
All right, I know. I
told you
hard on him, but they wilded out.
I told you
they wilded out. Go ahead, bro.
I told you. So essentially, they are trying to make an example out of him. And essentially, if you haven't seen, he was given a list of 6 things that he has to accomplish in order to return to the Nets team after being suspended prior to our last episode. So he has to again donate $500,000 to anti-hate foundations. He has to go to like anti-Semitic. He has to meet with Jewish leaders. He has to go to like fucking what kind of class is it? Like how to socialize or anti-hate classes or something like that, amongst other things. And I was already disgusted with the way that, you know, the media was taking it. At the end of the day, I know we had this debate last week. He posted a link, probably focused on so much more information in it. A vile section of it was used to demean his character and has continued to be demeaned to the point that now the people that were demeaning him are like, oh, y'all niggas wildin'. He said sorry. People like Jay Williams, people like Stephen A. Smith, people like my former favorite player, I'm kind of on the fence about it after how he handled the situation, LeBron James.
Whoa.
Yes, that was some bitch shit. I'm going to be completely honest right here. As a Bron fan, and I'm talking Bron fan since I started playing ball, watching basketball, etc., I did not appreciate that. You were just singing this man's praises professionally 6 months ago when you wanted him on your team. You were just talking about how great he was. You was heartbroken when he left you, and you had to kind of try to figure out how you're going to get another championship, calling him little bro and everything.
But Kyrie has never been that good to LeBron after he left.
That's fine, but if love is love, and just because the niggas that sign my checks is telling me to disparage you, I'd rather say no comment. Or I'll say something straightforward, like, yes, like KD. I don't like the way they handling Kyrie. I understand that some parts of the situation could be triggering, but I feel like there's a lesson to be learned here. That's all that had to be said. Not, I don't stand for hate speech and this, but then you backtracked on that today. Shaquille O'Neal, another one of my favorite players of all time. You make your money. Y'all on TV calling this man an idiot. And the part he said, the only concept he had was black people wake up. He was talking to us, not the rich ones. He's talking to us. Joe Tsai, owner of the Brooklyn Nets, who they say his company is involved in a genocide-like behavior in China with the Uyghur Muslim community, putting them in concentration camps. We don't talk about that. But this man posted a documentary link, and because now your bottom line, because your fan base, there's a lot of Jewish Nets fans, is, you know, they are uncomfortable with the situation that you helped bring to light because you made the statement. From what I didn't hear about it till you made the statement, right? Now you're ordering this man to do these 5 tasks, which is unfucking believable. In a country
I think they're trying to get rid of him.
Regardless, release him then outright. Don't say
no, but that's not good for their books, though.
That's fine. He's an expiring deal. Regardless, if they release him, there is no way that they don't have to pay him unless they trade him. So
that's what they're trying to do.
Nobody's going to touch that right now because they're handling the situation atrociously. And to tell another man who, I get it, he's not what you signed up for. Buyer's remorse. I get it. He's been on the bench or missed more games than he's played for your organization. Right? You've had all this turmoil. But to tell a man who shared a link and was thinking for himself, and again, there are parts of the documentary that are disparaging to a particular community, and he apologized for it once he was able to fully hear what people were saying, as opposed to being bombarded and ambushed and lined up to answer a question a specific way. There's no need for this, and it's embarrassing. And as a black man, it's frustrating because point blank is like, where is the learning? Where is the free speech when you're advocating for people? Like, what? Like, we don't have context on the Kyrie question. And it might be a situation of Kyrie, going at things by himself without the right people in his corner. Now he's starting to form a community of people who are like, wait, y'all are ODing. And in your ODment, you are kind of proving the point that was made by several black celebrities who have made comments both positively and negatively about, different members of different communities. So we're not making this about hate speech, because at the end of the day, like, if you say something that is hurtful to a group or dangerous to a group of community, accountability is required. But when you try to literally make an example out of somebody, people will tell you that's wrong.
Okay, so I 100% agree with you, and I'm just kind of on a crossroad with this guy, man. Now, granted, I definitely don't think what they have him doing, the little checklist shit, is bullshit. Off the rip. But there should be a level of accountability that need to be happening. That it should be a little. The thing about it is, I would be so 100% on your side, Slick, if this individual never had any type of issues before.
Did he have issues with
giving speech and promoting things?
But nothing he's promoted. Nothing he's promoted has been aligned. But nothing he's promoted.
He has not promoted a product or film, but he has promoted ideas.
Okay, do we not live in a society of free speech? And is what he's saying detrimental to people in the sense that they are being killed, prosecuted?
But this is my thing with free speech is cool and dandy when you are your own person. But when you're attached to an organization or you have a brand associated with other entities, free speech is not free. And I think we need to start acknowledging that. You can't sit here and play for the National Basketball League and think that you can say whatever willy-nilly. No. So, and it's not fair. I'm not saying it's right, but that is what it is in this world. We have to understand that there's risk and rewards with everything that we do. There's consequences, cause and effect. Yes, you have the ability. I feel like what people don't understand with free speech is you have the ability to say whatever you want, but you have to understand there can be consequences with anything that you do say.
So,
and that
these consequences, as you said, are outlandish. Did you not say that?
I mean, yeah, outlandish. But then again, you have to understand. But my whole thing with Kyrie is he's been. This is in a strand of a year and two of him constantly being in the media with certain actions.
What are these
certain rhetorics?
What are these
certain things?
What are these?
So it starts off with just how he conducted himself within the organization when he went with Steve Nash taking off willy-nilly. Then it goes into the vaccine. Okay. Then it goes to some other things, and then it goes to the Adam Jones, and then it goes into this. It's a trail. So now I don't agree that they're hanging up to dry, but for an individual like him, they're trying to stop it at all costs.
Are they trying to stop it because he says something inflammatory, or are they trying to stop it because they're afraid that him saying these things are going to make more people think about it and bring these things up? Because think about it. When you say anti-Semitism, and again, we talked about informed persons earlier, right? When you say the words anti-Semitic, it's more powerful than the word racist. Why? Because when you say anti-Semitic, you are targeting a group of people who either you say stereotypically or just and reality based in terms of success in multiple forms of media and economic wealth in this country, who have the ability, or they have a lot of say, and we've seen that when that group of people feels attacked or unfairly treated, they're like everything bends to that towards their side, regardless of if it's right or wrong. We've seen this in time. We talked about, again, we always use the COVID example. They was throwing block parties and everything like that. Nothing wrong with that. That's the power of community. That's great. Right? In Kyrie's case, is he a headache? Yes. Is he annoying to business? Yes. Does he raise their business bottom line up until this point? Yes. Were the things he said problematic up until this video? Yes and no, because he also said things that some people felt. There was a large section of
slight note. This could have been avoided. This could have been super avoided if he came out immediately and said, "I am sorry." It could have been, but under the rug because the Adam Jones stuff, they let him off. They let him off easily with the Adam Jones thing, especially at the time. Adam Jones just lost his case. He legit just lost his case.
Okay.
And he has to pay those Sandy Hook people back. And you go support the rhetoric. They let him loose with that. But I think what pushed it on overboard is you was combative from the bar. You wasn't trying to back down. But you was sticking 10 toes down with your stuff. So now the NBA is like, wait, hold on. You was even apologetic at first.
Okay.
So now we have to set standards. So and I'm not agreeing, but standards. It makes it sound like I'm agreeing.
These aren't standards. This would not fly in any other field. This would be a lawsuit. Kyrie can sue these niggas legitimately.
But Kyrie could get terminated too.
Okay, so terminate him.
You promoted something that was against company policy. Boom.
Where does it say that?
Done.
Where does it say that? If they could put that post out right there, they could release him right now. They can release him for anything.
You promoted something on your brand. You promoted Adam Jones. You just took off without telling your coach.
Just said Adam Jones, they let him off
before. There's multiple incidents where in a lot of corporation, if he wasn't that valued as a player or as a brand, he would have got terminated.
But he didn't say what this was about. And to go back to the earlier point about no. You don't
post. You are a brand. You're not. He's not regular. He's not you.
No. Okay, that's fine.
I give you a great example.
That's fine.
Even with us, we don't. Our podcast is doing good. Shout out to the listeners. Even we have to check ourselves with this podcast. When we had listeners listening here, talking about black women, generalizing and doing all of that. What did I have to come over here and say? I had to start putting disclaimers out. I had to start saying I have to start actually properly using terminologies. I have to reduce myself. And we are a small brand.
But we did that because we felt that way.
Small brand.
We did that because we felt that way, and it was
because we are a small brand. We didn't really have too much consequences. You're telling me Kyrie is not no small fish in the NBA.
I'm telling you,
you cannot post any product or post anything without it affecting you. And that's what I don't like what people say about it. He's not no small fish. He's not no
context.
He's probably top 10 most notable NBA player right now. If LeBron posted that,
LeBron would never do that. He's pussy.
Flacked.
And I'll say that straight out. LeBron is pussy. He would never do that. He would not jeopardize his bottom line.
Okay, I know that, but I'm saying LeBron. If LeBron just post,
LeBron only talks about niggas because he knows they don't care. Kyrie Irving gave zero context, and then when he felt attacked, he should have stepped back. I'll give you that. He should have stepped back and said, "Yo, I'm not doing this." You're telling somebody who thinks that they're helping their people that they are anti-Semitic. That is a loaded word. That is one of those words that once you say that, there is no coming back. You're accused of that term. No matter what he said, that was the headline. And as we spoke about uninformed people, like I said before, once you say that, automatically he's a bigot, he's an anti-Semite, he's this, that, and the third. That alone, you're muted.
Oh, you open yourself to that, but not providing context. That's you mismanaging.
He said
your
black
brain.
people
that's
wake
not
up.
You managing your influence. That's not you understanding your influence in the world. You cannot, as a person who has millions of followers, post anything on your social media or on anything
why
of
not?
your social pattern. Because you are a brand.
Why
You
not?
have influence. You an influencer.
You can post whatever you want.
You can influence people. You can influence people to do things, such as when he wants to bring up stuff about COVID or wants to bring stuff about racism, he uses his brand.
And he got
makes
trouble
sure
for
he
that
has
too.
a nice statement. He makes sure he tweets. He makes sure he does that. It has the consequences when you do those things as well. You cannot just tweet whatever you feel. You cannot just post whatever you like once you have a brand.
But we always say
you posting a link without no context does not save you because you didn't put no context.
He said black
people are responsible for your brand.
The context was for black people to watch the documentary and think of some of the ideas that they're sharing, and it was turned into he is an anti-Semite.
Did he say that?
He didn't say that
when he posted.
He said black people wake up.
You left it up for
the words that he said. But have we heard anything about the words he said after he posted it? No, we just heard. We went from a quote that nobody picked up. And I'm not arguing about whether he was right and wrong saying it. I'm saying that in most cases, in a business, what happens when you fuck up? You get fired or you get fined. They're making an example of this black...
Depends on what you do.
Or suspended or whatever, right? They're making an example of this man. And what was his response? How can I be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from? The whole idea of, and this is just a deeper theology, religion, is that the original Semitic people were black and brown. How can I hate my own people? So everything right now, and we're in a
you did it yourself.
What?
You mishandled your brand. That's like me having 1 million followers and posting me getting drunk and blasted on my Instagram when I have millions of followers.
Celebrities do it every weekend and they get more brand deals.
But some of them, that's their brand. If Kim Kardashian does that, that's normal because that's Kim Kardashian. But if Kirk Franklin does that, it damages his brand.
Or it gets some new followers. It can be double. No.
The thing about it, it might get him new followers. It might lose him. It might lose him plenty of followers due to his church background.
How many times?
But what I'm saying is, you cannot post something without context and think nobody is going to have different points of views.
And I'm saying, once you fuck up, if it was in fact the fuck up, or people deem it a fuck up, you handle it one way. You either get fired or fine. There's whatever your consequence. These are not consequences. This is being made an example of.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying, the reason why it got to this level for him, that's why I said this probably would never happen to a Devin Booker, to a Giannis, because they don't have a history of having these types of talk. But given what happened in the last year or two with Kyrie, and I'm once again, it sounds like I'm agreeing. I do not agree with the checklist, but I kind of have sort of an understanding why they would do this checklist with him, because it's kind of like, hold on, for the last year or two, you've been starting getting off your rockers a little bit. If I don't strong check this shit right here, what's next? Because they were because before the season even started, what was the critic around Kyrie? Is he going to take off any days for mental health? Or he's going to randomly not show up? Or he's going to randomly play? That was already before the season started. So you already had that against you. So now they've seen you do this, and you was already standing 10 toes down before the block got hot. No, I'm gonna put the strong checklist right here. Boom. So now, before you even think in the future to tweet something without context, do anything without context, you know better.
So we're doing feelings,
and I don't agree, by the way, but that's what their mindset is.
So feelings and fear is correct. You should use feelings and fear, like we've been talking about it in all episodes. So feelings and fear.
You gotta use that when you're a multi-billion company. It sucks. I'm not saying it's fair, but when you're a multi-billion-dollar company and you potentially you potentially making this organization lose money. You already had fans with the anti-Semitic Jew shirts on already by the court side already.
Because once you throw that
it could be a big movement.
Once you throw that word out there, is nobody's trying to hear what he has to say. Once he was accused of anti-Semitism, there was nobody going to give him that line. Let him go or fine him. That's all it had to be. This is another black man. It went from, he posted some wild shit, to this is a black man being made an example of. Being shown that we have, again, going back to another earlier plot thread, zero power in the situation. Would this go down with a white man?
It's going down with Adam Jones right now. You know how many conspiracy theorists are there out there in the world that spew a lot of conspiracy?
So a popular white man.
Adam is getting his just due by talking about how Sandy Hook was fake and the families.
He actually said that
lost children. Now people got to be careful with their conspiracy theories.
He actually said those things. We don't know what Kyrie said. These were things that were thrown upon him because
you said what happened to a white man.
But the example, Adam Jones said all of these things. Kyrie said nothing. He said black people wake up, and posted a documentary that, again, does have hateful things. We agree on that part, but nothing was said from this man. But
you left it for misinterpretation.
So is that right?
I can take from that link that argument. Then
you can make whatever point you want.
That means you didn't give me no context. So that means if I watch the film and I find anything that's offensive to me, I can draw up whatever's in my mind because you did not tell me what was in your mind. Then you just posted it, so I can make that argument.
So fire me or let me go
because you didn't give no context of your point of view.
So fire me or let me go. If that's how you feel.
Doesn't make a good business decision for the Nets because
this makes a good. What players are going to play for $43 million? What players are going to want to play for this team? They're already a shit show. What players are going to want to play for this team?
Oh yeah.
So
I'm not saying that. That's a different.
No, I'm saying, but if it's about business practice, what players going to want to deal with this? If you tell me I sign a contract, I'm still your second best player, and you guys are acquiescing to a situation that now you're in damage control mode, you're fucking up even more. Why would I want to deal with that? So if that's fucking up your bottom line, you fucked it up even more. And again,
yeah, that's why some people don't want to play for certain teams. That's why some people don't want to go to the Knicks because of the spotlight of the Knicks. I mean, that's just something that Brooklyn Nets will have to deal with in the future. But for right now,
and I'm not saying
they rather take this punishment than lose $43 million. I don't know how much his contract is. I think it was 43 or
$37 million. They'll get that back. They make the playoffs. They'll make that back in a week. They still got Kevin Durant. Still got the best player on the planet, second best if he's healthy.
I don't know.
And then we have these moments of the scary part is that we always ask for what's the term I'm looking for? Celebrities to use their play. I'm not saying what he said was right, but we always have celebrities to speak up or do more for black people. And doing more for black people, sometimes you're going to ruffle some feathers. Is this the response that people deserve if they say something when they're trying to empower black people to think in a different way to break the system?
When you don't provide context of what you say, yeah.
If I'm talking to niggas and the white people get mad, if I'm talking to niggas and white people get mad, should I not be like, mind your fucking business?
Hey, if you said that,
he did say that.
If you don't
he got
say
more
nothing,
trouble.
You leave everything up for interpretation.
He said that when they asked him.
Gather up my own thoughts if you didn't tell me this is what I got out of this film and I don't support this, then I'll be like, okay, I can tackle what you actually say. Now, if you don't say nothing at all, I have a free field to do whatever, come up with any conclusion that I want.
But when they asked him, he gave them a similar response. It wasn't what they wanted to hear. Then all the shit came out.
It's not genuine. Now it's not genuine. I can say now that you're saying this because you're in the hot seat now. You probably don't feel that way.
When they asked him, he was an anti-Semite, and he said, "How can I be anti-Semitic?"
Hey, bro, you already dropped the ball by allowing me to have the open field to come up with my knowledge now.
But aren't they supposed?
So now, I can argue you're only saying that because you're in the hot seat,
or that's how I feel.
If he was in
the hot seat, he could have said, "I'm sorry."
Look what you gave them to do.
Fire him or fine him.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with that.
Response unnecessary.
But I'm just telling you because I hear a lot of people with your rhetoric, and I'm like, I understand that. But what people don't understand is that's why a lot of people do not want the fame. That's why a lot of people do not want the brand because, and essentially, you limit yourself. You have to limit yourself. You have to limit your thoughts. You have to restrict yourself in some sort of way. You're not as free as you think, even if you do have the money that comes with the brand.
We're not free at all. Kanye showed that. I'm not saying Kanye.
No, I understand that.
I'm saying
once you have this brand, once you are someone that's influential out here, you're all restricted. You're less free than me or you.
Or you can use your brand to try to get out a message, and they're going to still pick it apart for all the negatives instead of trying to figure out what the positive could have been.
But when you have a history, when you just had a trail, that's what I said. This probably won't happen to any other NBA superstar because they don't have. I don't know no other NBA superstar that's outspoken like Kyrie. That's what I said. If Chris Paul said it, they probably want to be at this hard.
Chris
They
Paul
probably
would
might
be,
give him, they might give him a benefit of the doubt. Given Chris Paul's
won't say it.
Given Chris Paul's not only association, being the president of the NBA associate for the player associations, given how he's been an upstanding citizen all these years, great influence, mentor, whatever, never really been
cut out. Oh, we lost him. Damn. All right, so we'll move forward, I guess, when he returns. But what do y'all think? You cut out. Nobody can hear you. So, well, I guess you guys can listen to this debate, and then we'll allow you guys to chime back in. Maybe we'll pick it up. We'll see what the saga continues with for next week. But feelings and fear, man.
Shout out to Uncle Shay, though. You feel me? He's been very critical, but he's that nigga too. He's not supporting that.
Fuck all them niggas, honestly. Straight up. Like,
I agree.
Running to disparage, like, I think that's the most fucked up part. We run to disparage our people without, just off a whim. Again, you thought the anti-Semitic word, yes. Even we were like, initially, I was like, oh, this nigga wildin'. And then you think about what information came out, I was like, all right, as a black man, I get it. This nigga just basically a hotep. Cool. Then niggas say that shit on the corner every time.
So wait, so as a black man, you can't criticize another black man?
I can criticize him, but I can also criticize the system that's wrong. And I did criticize him. I said, yo, if there's hate speech in it, that's fucked up.
I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about just in general. Because I see that a lot.
What are the talking points? There was no empathy in what they were saying. As a black man, think about, all right, let's talk about white people. Sorry, white people. Love y'all. But when white people do some fucked up shit, you get some empathy. There's some empathetic takes in it. 9 times out of 10. Unless it's indisputable what
certain
they did.
White folks do not get that.
Who besides Alex Jones?
You making me play devil's advocate. I know
that's a good conversation.
I want to be on your side, but
it's not. This is an argument, though. This is.
But there's another side to your point that.
But who?
That needs to be out.
How many? I'm asked, but I said who? That's all I said. I said who? Get off the top of your head.
Who's some assholes that people don't like on the white?
And it's involving facts, not feelings. Think about it. Like, they literally came on there, like Shaq and them opened up. There was no sorts or sense of empathy, or like, yo, as a black man, in my black experience prior to these millions of dollars that you have given me, I can see it.
But you have to understand how they feel. They done seen him in the last 2 years.
They're not making
run
any
amok and run amok in the NBA. So this is not just a random black celebrity out of nowhere just comment on Kyrie. They've been watching him, not only his basketball game, but also what he's been doing with the team. So they already have this perceived notion of him already. They probably had these opinions of him. They're not just coming randomly with, hey,
being called anti-Semitic and a hate monger is a lot different than saying I don't fuck with my coach, or I don't think that we should take the vaccine, or we should be forced to take the vaccine.
They didn't say they just say he's an idiot for just posting it without.
They said he should be suspended
once again,
for
talking
the
about
year.
Shaq. Shaq is a brand king. You name it, he's been on it.
And they are protecting their pockets and diminishing a thought that, again, you're alienating a group of people that might feel similar things or feel like, yo, y'all niggas could have said something. Y'all could have said, yo, he's wilding. Like, he had no business posting that. I understand that black people in this country feel, that they haven't had a fair shot. To go at another group of people is not right. That's all it had to be. See that? Quick, clean, to the point. They sat there and eviscerated this man for 10 to 15 minutes on his show. Multiple black talking heads. And then when they get back to business, oh, they'll love me tomorrow. No. Because again, as people that have no power, their checks are signed by somebody else. They want to talk about money. That's cool. You're in a position where you could mitigate the damage. And only until days later, when you see that the people who grew up like you and look like you feel, yo, you went very hard. That's when you get the tweets. That's when you get the pushback. That's when you get the, all right, y'all niggas is wilding. I'm sorry. Like, you want to.
I don't know. I don't know about Shaq and them. I can only talk about Shannon Sharp because Shannon Sharp is the only one I've been like listening to with his regard with Kyrie, and Shannon Sharp is not that way. He's not like Shannon Sharp has said worse things about other folks, and he has not backed down. He's not backing down because black folks are coming after him. He just He sees what the organization is doing and he disagrees with the organization, but he still continues having that standpoint that he had with Kyrie beforehand. He just disagreed with the organization, which is
he said sorry.
My whole thing too.
He said sorry. It was taken out of context. It was made.
He said sorry. Well, he said sorry.
He said sorry on Instagram. As soon
not sharing short.
Kyrie said sorry. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
But think about it is now, as you can talk, you can say it's not genuine because you released a statement before and you didn't say sorry in that statement before. Then you come back later and say sorry. I can deem that as not being genuine.
That's fine. I said sorry. I addressed it and even called into my accountability that I was upset because y'all calling me something that's not tracks. Essentially, like if you want to put a name on me for some bullshit because of your assumptions, absolutely, I can say however I want to say it. You wanted me to say these words, you got it. Don't change the rules of the game because it's not how you want to hear it, or it's not received how you want it received.
Yeah, but that's therapy though. I think that's what a lot of people go through what they want, but then you have to accept the person for what they say and what they do. Now, I definitely agree that the checklist is trash. I want to reiterate that again.
Nobody's saying you don't. I understand you have your views.
No, not you.
No, I'm saying nobody's saying
you know me. You know me. So
I think listeners when
I'm talking, I'm not talking about you per se. I'm talking about the listeners who possibly don't know me.
No, they understand. You said multiple times. You're like thinking about it from that business, like in the business lens. Yeah, he did something. So fire him or fine him.
But it doesn't sound great on business stuff.
Okay.
Fire him.
The whole situation had nothing to do with basketball. That doesn't sound great on business either.
But once your brand is attached to basketball, it does have to.
They made that decision when they signed.
No. Oh, wait. Matter of fact, I take that back. When that personal decision starts to affect basketball, which it did, they had people wearing shirts. 8 people come to the game and wear shirts. You affect business at that point.
So suspend.
Now it's NBA. Now it's NBA business.
Suspend me or fine me.
They did it. They gave you a checklist. They suspended you for 5 games.
We already no. They did that after the fact that he didn't say what they wanted to say. Suspend me or fine me.
Because because the reason why they did that because you didn't do what they say and they started catching more. They started getting more heat. So hey, the kitchen is still hot, brother. Go do that, and then we can move forward.
That's fine. Suspend me or fire me.
I understand. I want to talk about Miles Bridges, though. Now, if you don't know, Miles Bridges, over the summer, got arrested for domestic violence with his girlfriend, I believe.
Wasn't his wife? Something like that. His mother, his children.
Wife, yeah. Yes. Horrendous. I saw the pictures. Horrible. But now, because now he might have a chance to return to the court. You know, you read the article, Slick?
Oh, he's filing a restraining order against her and all of that?
So there's been 3 incidents that he documented with the cops where she wouldn't remove herself from his property, his Airbnb, and has stolen property off of him. I don't know what to make of this, Slick, because it's kind of like, hey, you went to the cops and filed domestic violence charges. I applaud you. Salute to anyone who's dealing with domestic violence. Please go seek help. Please go get whatever help you need, support, here for you. But it's hard to put into thoughts when you have actively maintained contact with this person, because now it's kind of like, bro. And I know it's hard to leave your abuser because you have such a connection. You feel like you need them in life. But I just want to tell you, the reason why I want to bring this up is leave him alone. Leave him alone, girl. Please go seek that help and support. I'm not condoning what he's doing, but please don't lose your fight because you think you need support for him. You're strong. That's my thought process on that. Because I could see the story spinning now. Hey, she came to my Airbnb 3 times and then the charges get dismissed, and and things like that in nature. And I don't like to see that and play out in a public affair.
Yeah, you're right. I think, like you said, abuse and abusers, they tend to find their way back to each other. Unfortunately, you just pray for her strength. You pray for, just somebody, people in her corner to kind of just guide her in the right way. She gets the help that she needs. Like, just stay away. Toxicity, there's no place for it. Yeah. So we just want to just send well wishes and just stay apart. Like, if you're in and this goes out to anybody, if you're in a toxic situation where to the point of like putting hands on each other and sending people to the hospital and calling the police, that ain't no shit you need in your life, especially around your kids and shit like that. Like, there's 8 billion people on this planet. There's somebody else that will make you feel as good, if not better, than that person. So that codependency, we need to leave that in the past. That's how we can grow as a people. So
now, I think I would have had I would have had a heated argument about this album review. You say, hey, baby, have a heated debate with you on this Kyrie shit that I don't really care about too much.
That's fine. We talk about this shit too. I told you, I'm not really he right now, but I can do this.
All right. Her loss. Drake, 2121. Just release. Classic or nah?
Too early to tell, bro. It's been a week. That's it. Look, I almost got disrespectful because it's too early to tell you, Wilder. Is it a great album? Is it the most consistently great Drake project we've gotten in a while? Yes. Is it a classic?
Not album of the year.
Kendrick dropped.
Thank you. Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes because I came here for this. I don't want to hear that bullshit Sharif Kendrick Lamar album over there. I have not heard no replayability from that bullshit album that he released over there. J. Cole, I don't think he released an album this year.
It was last year.
He did. I think he just did a bunch of features this year.
Features
was fire. But JID, you're going to catch smoke because your album was good, but I'm just going to shit on it because J. Cole didn't do it. Get that bullshit album out of there, JID. Who else released the album? This man in a year and a couple of months released 3 great projects. Different artists of the decade. I do not want to hear no more comparison with Kendrick or Jermaine Cole. Don't want to hear it no more. And for all you little niggas out here talking about, oh yeah, every time Drake and 21 get on a track, 21 mops up Drake all the time. Shut it up. Swept 21. Even though 21 did his job on here and he got a time step record, which I was surprised Drake let him have, by the way. This is the album of the year candidate. I've been jacking it since it released. I can play it on shuffle. I can play it not on shuffle, and it still sounds amazing. The transitions on this album is amazing. The ad-lib, the flow, the lyrics, and he has smoke for everybody. The rollout. Had fake interviews. He had Howard Stern think he actually interviewed him. They had Tiny Desk. They got Vogue suing them. Saturday Night Live. Excellent rollout. Excellent product. This shit don't win the Grammy.
For next year, because it's not eligible for this year?
Yes.
That was your 2 minutes? You done?
Just go ahead.
I'm not just taking away from the greatness of the album. It's a very enjoyable album. It's the best shit he's done since Views.
Well, come on now, G. Why are you doing this to me for?
You asked a question. Let's be
Why
honest.
are you doing this?
If you want to talk about the 3 album run he's had, I think he's telling the story. He was like, everybody loves Drake, so I'm gonna be certified lover boy. It was more of the same. We agreed to that. It was great. It was good music.
What the kids are saying now? I'm a certified lover boy. But honestly, never mind.
Okay.
Her loss.
Let's get through. I gave you a 2. So he was a certified lover boy, and the reaction was, hot at first, and it was like, okay, it's more of the same. Then he's like, all right, y'all want me to switch it up? Honestly, never mind. Commercial music, straight commercial album, broke records for dance, replayability. Depends on the fan.
Yeah,
Depends on the fan.
I give you that.
So CLB, it's classic Drake. Same thing we've been hearing for the last 12 years. Cool. Honestly, never mind. Depending on your take on it, it could be hit or miss. This shit right here, it's that crack on the stove, middle of the winter type shit, in the kitchen with a fucking Montclair jacket on. This shit is tough. And it's unforgiving.
Okay, now we talking.
It's unforgiving. It's a way that we don't hear Drake rap consistently on a project. The consistency on this album is immaculate. The wordplay, the bars, phenomenal. Even the shots.
No
shots.
No making the stars.
Well, let's be honest. Let's talk about that song. People were talking about it. She got her feelings about it. If you play the song, he's not talking about making the sound. Is the wordplay there? She's a stallion. Cool. He's talking about ass shots. We can go through it bar for bar. He's talking about some girl he met in France. Well, he met her in France, taking her around the world. She got a big ass, but she's lying and saying it's fake. But she's still a stallion. We associate stallion with big asses, but then you say shots, it gets a little wonky. Okay? But
it's hip hop at the end of the day, so
it is. And there's and again, what did we say earlier? Feelings versus facts. That's what's been the whole episode, right? It might have to be the name of the episode. Feelings versus facts. All right? Pussy and Millions. On BS. What's that shit? I played the whole shit before this pod too.
Play some of these songs.
But hold on. I gotta address your point though. It's a Drake that we don't often see. And 21 did his shit. It's a Drake that on a project, we have never had a Drake project like this. The closest you can get is if you're reading this. If the closest you can get to this is if you're reading this is too late. We have never had a Drake that doesn't give a fuck about what people are about to say about him. He's always tried to people please on his projects. There is no people pleasing on this shit. And that's why I think it's so damn good. It's the fact that Drake says, you know what? I tried it the traditional way. I tried to be futuristic. Hold these bars. And boy, do we have to hold them. Now, in Conversation Album of the Year, will we live with it? I think like if you're reading this too late, this will be in the car, in the headphones, on a gym playlist, on shuffle for the next 6 months. Until something else comes out that is like from a top tier rapper that we're like, all right, is there anything to compare it to? Is this the best commercial hip hop team up in a while? Absolutely.
Since Watch the Throne.
So I think what else came out in that time span. But I can give it that. Sure, why not? Now, that was another album that left a lot to be desired. But, excuse me, I'm just trying to breathe.
But the impact, people put it up there for a collaboration album. Yeah. Hip Hop Police.
Yeah. But am I calling it a classic? Can't do that yet. I'll see how I live with it. Is it better than, again, 3 or 4 of his last albums in terms of cohesiveness, terms of sound, terms of bars? Absolutely. Like I said, I ain't heard nothing like this since Views. Is it better than me than Kendrick's album? 2 different fields. Where Kendrick is the artsy guy, Drake is like, I'm gonna show y'all want me to rap, I'm gonna give it to you.
He artsy too, in his own way.
Not on this one. On this one is straight rap.
He said all the niggas is dusty, musty, crusty, rusty.
He did.
I only hear 8 words. Fuck me. That's art.
Fuck.
That's art right there.
As a fan, your ethos and your over eagerness to deem it that, I'll give you that. Have it. Enjoy it. It's been a while since I've said this about Drake project. But
yeah, because you be hating on the low.
I don't hate Drake. I look at it from an unbiased standpoint. I'm a fan who wants more, who knew he could do shit like this.
Because you was hating on Certified Lover Boy. Like
I still hate on
like that.
How was it hate?
That was a consistent album right there.
It wasn't. I can't play that on shuffle. I'm gonna skip songs. And we've done this before. I told you I'm gonna skip songs. I play. That's okay. But that's my point. Is you have your point. It's divisive. There's not much division on this album. What's the biggest critique on this album? Oh, he's being too harsh. Oh, he said a line about Meg, but it's not about Meg. Oh, he's talking about a lot of girls. He talked about Serena's husband. It's got people talking about his actual bars.
I want to stop you right there with the Serena husband. The reason why he has done that because Serena husband has constantly sent shots at him over the years. And he has not said nothing. So, but the thing about it with Drake is niggas didn't know that. So when he said that, they automatically thought he was just shooting at Serena because that's his old thing. And that wasn't true. He'd been throwing shots. And Drake finally addressed him. But continue though.
No, I'm just saying. I'm still on my what's it called? I'm still jacking Kendrick for having the album of the year in terms of like an artistic style, but in terms of like actual rap, Drake got it.
Be honest, you replayed it?
Yes.
Talking about the whole album.
Whole album, no.
Recently.
But I can say the same thing.
Probably how many songs?
Like 6.
And how many was on that album?
What, 18? Something like that?
Yeah, not album of the year, brother.
But you also see you're
playing 6 out of 18.
But when I can't play the whole album because I don't want to go to therapy and be in my bag. That's the difference. This Drake shit got me on my aggressive shit. It got me on my this Drake shit made me want to go to the club. It's been a while since I had an album I wanted to go to the club for. Like, I want to actually hear it outside and see people interact with the bars. That Kendrick shit had me really thinking about life. And as you know, those are the sides of Slick. Sometimes I want to turn up and have fun, and sometimes I want to be introspective. Sometimes I want to sit down and be like, damn, my pops not being around like that really does make me feel a type of way. Or shit, like, you know, I've done some fucked up things in my past. I'm like, how does that impact me as a person now?
But this has this though. If you really think
Drake's,
I just think what you gonna call it. Drake puts it in a way that he's not overly I don't even know if therapize is a
therapeutic,
word, overly therapy in his songs like Kendrick. But if you listen to the lyrics, you understand what he's saying. You can get therapy from his music as well.
But I'm not in
on all aspect. But you get the feed your evil side and you get to feed your good side.
Yeah, and Drake's been mostly he's still on his victory lap. He's like, all right, y'all want to fuck around? I'm gonna show you I can rap, and that's cool. I enjoy it. But that Kendrick should have me as a man thinking like, yo, damn. How does what I've been through in my life impact the decisions I'm making now as I prepare to, you know, embark on a journey with the next generation by having children, by trying to build up my people so that, you know, in the instance of, not to tie back to the Kyrie thing, but to be in a position where it's like you want to invoke change, you have a community of people that want to talk about certain things, and it's not like I have to just go to social media and throw it out there. You feel me? And that's how I feel. So that's why I said I can't give you that on my end. I'm not just trying to follow the critics. I personally feel like that Kendrick album was something I've never heard. And his Drake album, for him, is something I've never heard. So I'm just going to enjoy both of them. And I'm going to probably enjoy the Drake one a little bit more right now.
What happened?
I'll probably enjoy the Drake one a little bit more right now because it's fresher and it's something where it's like, all right, sometimes you just want to turn up. You just want to play on that bullshit. Well, I'm a gentleman. I'm generous. I spend $500,000 on you hoes. I'm a feminist. That bar right there. That's an Instagram caption. When it's
the reason why I'm giving him the album of the year, not only because of the album. Album's classic. Music is classic. You're going to listen. You're going to hear this in the future. Back Outside Boys. Broke Boys. You're going to hear this more often than you should. But given not only that, given the rollout, like the thing with Kendrick is his rollout was not even good. He don't roll out his album. Like when you think about album of the year, I'm thinking of the overall package. Kendrick Lamar just came out. Hey, here's some good visuals. Here's my album. Alrighty, guys, I'm back in hiding. I'm gonna throw away my phone so I won't interact with media and do my little private listening parties in London. I think it was Canada. He just did some shit recently. Overall package for Drake, you gotta talk about the fallout. Who he has making a cameo, who he talked to, what he did, what he surrounded it by, who he had production credit-wise on this. He had Little Yachty make sure the features was light. By far one of the best rollouts I have ever seen.
It was creative.
Made a mockery on. He kind of dissed the whole industry with that rollout about how everybody wants to do all these platforms to govern up support for the albums. I don't gotta do that. I could fake it and still outsell you niggas. Cocky shit right there. That's the overall package of this album, and then you tie it in with the music. Album of the year.
If you want to claim it, like I said, that's the one claim I got to debate, but it's a great album.
Starting off with Rich Flick. You have the stuff queued up for me, brother? Because I'm about to go down the Taylor Swift, you gonna get some damn fucking gunshots over here. How many times are you gonna fucking release that damn ass single over here to stop my boy from getting number one over here? What's the song? Midnight or some bullshit?
I think so.
Shorty done. Oh yeah, released Anti-Hero, the Roosevelt remix on her website, and packaged it up with tours and merch, so she can make sure she got the stream and stuff. Taylor Swift, I supported you last episode over here because I fuck with you, and I've been fucking with you since 2006. Do not do this to yourself over here. We let you rock off with your record-breaking numbers, even though that shit sounds suspicious over here. Because I'm like, niggas don't buy vinyls like that out here like that. So I don't know how the fuck you moving over 600,000 vinyls. But we gonna let that rock. But releasing a third single
is more so
is nasty work.
It's not even that. That's the way that they count it, because even though it's a remix, it counts towards the main song. Like unless the artist demands that they count it separately. Like with Say So and Nicki Minaj, when it first hit number one, and that's Doja Cat, right? Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, and the first hit number one, it was just Doja Cat. But then Nicki Minaj was like, "Nah, I'm on the record." That's when they changed it. You feel me? So it definitely is a tactic. But hey, let's have some Rich Flex fun. Let's go. Did we do it? Did we do it justice? Did we do it justice? You muted it.
All right, so that was our song of the week. Not really songs of the week. It was just basically a Her Loss album mix. Shout out to Slick for that tremendous transition. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for the people's choice, the people's favorite, Slick. Drop it.
I can be toxic, but so what? You gonna love it here. Shit, fuck is you talking about? We have fun over here. It's very fun here.
And it's fun indeed. Welcome to the TSA, the Toxic Service Announcement. Yeah. Just a place where you can be toxic and free with no judgment. All right, so we got a couple topics here for you today. Slick, you came across this viral video that's taken the social media by storm.
Mm-hmm. I'll just play it.
What did you say?
I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you fuck with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked is
listening.
because if you fuck with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that,
this
baby.
nasty ass shit.
Damn. What's your thoughts? Oh, he said some bar. Hold on, my fault. Let's play that last part too. That's some real shit.
Outside wearing this,
I respect that,
this
baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your ass or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much shit that these hoes is on, so we don't know the fuck.
Gunshot, that's like, oh, give me a gunshot. Oh, that nigga is spitting. Yes, sir. Remember that meme? Yes, sir. That nigga spitting. What's your thoughts, Slick?
I found that as an interesting discourse. I think that he provided an ideal. I think he said it in an eloquent way, just about like what a man is or was to what they are now. There's a big distinction in what women want or say they want, but who they go for. You know, and I think for men and women, both groups are like literally trying to figure out like, yo, I want this ideal person that's not going to challenge me, or they're afraid to find someone that challenges them and just kind of bends to their will on both sides. I think he's just like, yo, straight up, if I tell you something, like, are you going to fight me and say I'm anti-feminist, I'm this, that, and the third, or are you going to be like, all right, babe, I get your point. I'm going to take what you're saying into accountability. I'm going to be accountable in my actions, right? And then her retort was like, well, this is a real woman. Right, what a real woman that can understand that understands what partnership is. I think when she says it, I'm thinking that understands what partnership is. Well, understands that people don't like the word sacrifice. They think they put negative connotations to it, but
you spitting now. You potting.
I've been potting all day, nigga. Don't play with me. Sorry, I haven't had that much comedic juice today, but like that they put negative connotations in work because people don't want to be. They don't see themselves. They don't see their relationships outside of themselves. That would make sense. Like, they don't want to play certain roles. It's like, all right, I don't have to sacrifice. I can be, and you could be everything you want to be. But in a relationship, are you going to find that person that matches everything that you want if you're not willing to, bend a little? Nothing's perfect. It's no perfect fit, right? You might really work with somebody, but there might be little things here or there. And his response was great. It's like, right now, everybody's saying the same shit. And that's on men and women. I'm not even going to just make it. I'm not going to just specify a gender or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying the same shit. So how am I know if you're a real person if the same plot points that I don't fuck with from the other 9 girls I'm fucking or dealing with or no, you seem to be iterating the same. You're in the same party. Like, you don't really see people speaking for themselves, or people standing on what they believe in. It's kind of like, oh, this is the narrative that we're going to push. Oh, niggas need to fly me out, buy me this, do that for me. Niggas is like, oh, she got to have a fat ass, suck dick, know how to cook, clean, all of that, not have to be told what to do, and know how to like.
Submissive.
Yeah, everybody's
sure they gotta be submissive. What dude being submissive mean? I don't know. She just gotta listen.
Yeah. So we all throwing out the same tag. I'm just saying all, like, men and women in general. Like, throwing out the same taglines about wanting the same shit and the desiring the same shit, and it's not authentic. The reason that, like, again, social media does play a role in it, but the reason that aside from that, the reason that old relationships kind of like worked out and were had like a lot more success, if you want to call it that, people had to learn how to deal with each other, had to learn how to navigate their personal relationship, and didn't have much to compare it to outside of like their immediate couple friend group. So he's right, and I don't think he meant to call y'all hoes and all like that. But the hoes was quote on. Who said that the hoes is winning? Somebody said that a couple years ago, and it's been facts in the consciousness sense. Because at the end of the day, we've talked today about politics. We talked about religion. We talked about all this other shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the main plot point is, anybody can have those elements, but we're not gonna get to that. We're gonna get to what you wearing, what you look like, how you conduct yourself in small instances, and that's what everybody's portraying. What's the trend? What's a trendy person? What's a trendy partner right now? That's how we looking at it. Everybody wants to be
not genuine.
It's not. It's not at all. And people so afraid to fucking have a real conversation or say, yo, I don't like that, or I don't agree with that. Scared to alienate, scared what they say. You scaring the hoe, you scaring the pussy away, you scaring, she's scaring, she running off dick, right? People so scared to be in those situations. It's like, nah, if I scare you up, that means you probably wasn't right for me. And vice versa. You feel me?
No, I 100% agree with you. And that's why they always told you marriage is hard. Nobody says marriage is marriage can be easy, but they always say it's hard, and it's something that you have to work at every single day. And I believe relationships, probably not on that level, because I think marriage have just a certain level of commitment, and also it has a contract among it. But relationship is something that you have to work at every single day, and you're not going to get everything you want out of a partner in a person nowadays. Unless you generically make that person in the lab, feed it its memories and personality, you're not going to get it. That's why there's such thing as the 80 and 20% rule. And that's why me personally, I always believed in growing in love than falling in love. Because when you fall in love, you just head over heels, heart on the sleeve. But when you grow in love, you grow with that person. So maybe they don't have the qualities that you want now. But if they're willing to grow, and you're willing to grow, and you're willing to compromise, and the word that you knew perfectly, willing to sacrifice and not always think of yourself, then y'all can grow together and develop the qualities that you might not necessarily want, but you might need in your partner.
That was my next plot point. Good shit. Like, it's not always what you want, it's what you need. And
because you don't know what you want. What you want at 20 is not what you want at 30.
I'm about to
say,
yeah,
it's factual.
And like I said, Again, facts versus feelings. People go off how a person makes them feel in a moment, not the facts about them in reality. Who is this person for real? Because if you don't, sometimes you don't really know. Somebody do some shit. You be like, oh shit, I'm gonna look past that because they make me feel good when we fucking, or they make me feel good when we go on these trips and things like that. Yeah, it's cool, but if the facts of the person don't add up to what you need in your life, why the fuck are you dealing with it? Like I said earlier, there's 8 billion people on this fucking planet. You can find somebody else that has the perfect facts for you that makes you feel even better. So
my thing about it, Slick, is I think this generation just breeds selfishness in everyone.
Yeah, everybody saw their mama get cheated on, or didn't see a happy home, or their daddy was played out, or they got their heart broken once. So it's easier to just hide behind those facts. So somebody doing things that are not quote unquote ideal, like their role models weren't the best in terms of love and relationships, and I get that. But if you hide behind that shield, you're never gonna find true happiness. You might find contentment, which is cool, I guess. But and
the thing about it is, once we get out of ourself and it's me, and we actually think of our partner and put someone else at first, not all the times. Definitely there's sometimes when you definitely selfish. I mean, I think sometimes selfish. The word selfish gets a bad connotation to it sometimes, but it's a balance with everything in life. You need a little bit, you don't need a lot of it.
Yeah, if you're being selfish for the sake of inflating your ego, or like because you don't have the necessary skills to combat a problem or have a conversation, then you're an idiot. Versus if you're being selfish to ensure that you are abiding by your core values and what really makes you as a person. This is men and women again. Like, you'll be fine. And I think again, we're putting onus on the material things, on the feeling. Feelings are great, but feelings are also fickle. Feelings change.
That's a fact.
The facts of the person are what matter. And if you know that that's a good person, you got a good thing going, the feelings are good too, you're winning.
That's beautifully said right there. We had sort of a serious episode about some topics, but let's get into some fun and toxic things.
You want to talk about vanilla?
Vanilla.
Oh, I ain't sending it to you. So basically, this is not even on the docket. This is a conversation I've been wanting to have. Like, I guess we can have fun. So I saw some girl tweet, and she was like, "Dudes, like they so freaky." And all he do was lick my butt. Like, he's so vanilla. I was like, wait, that's vanilla? Like, vanilla meaning, like, this is the average, regular-ass flavor. So, I was just like, wait. Maybe we got to get a girl on this podcast. I'm like, yo, so what is freaky nowadays? I try to, now you got to read the Twitter comments to see what people was talking about. And they was like, oh, yeah, get the candle wax. Oh, bondage, top me up. I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all doing that with everybody?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, but you know what? That's what like girls be saying, like guys be saying with the dope dick. Like, you're not supposed to give girls dope dick. I'm like, yo, what type of dick y'all giving these girls out here? Are you just like half not stroking it and half not? You just like, I'm not gonna go too deep. You get a little half stroke.
You saw the Twitter thread, niggas. This question was like, yo, what's the wildest way you ever like had to like nut quick? And it was like, yo, I had to tell her like, I don't think we should be doing this. It's like, nah, some niggas be getting some good shit. Don't be ready. And it's like, I gotta figure out how to get it out. Niggas like, I finished in 1.5 pumps. Like, oh, you was ready, my boy.
Now, speaking of that, this is my question: is when is the time to take the condom off now?
Shit, damn, I'm the wrong nigga to ask that.
You so raw a lot. Okay.
Nah. But I'm just saying, like, if we exclusive and shit, we done talked about it, and it's like, all right, what we doing? You feel me?
Nah, if I hit 3 times with a condom, let me take that rubber off.
Nah, we gotta be dating or something. Like, we gotta have some kind of mutual exclusivity to it.
Dating if I hit you 3 times already.
Nah, girls, I remember back in the day, girls would get you like, oh, you don't need a condom. Like, bitch, what?
Oh, facts.
And I'm only saying bitch because it's like catches you off guard. Like, wait a minute, safe sex is great sex. Better wear latex. Where you get that? I'm latex. No, mama.
So you say like 3 months into dating?
Nah. But it's like, you my shorty, that's cool. But if I'm just being a little slut bucket, I'm definitely strapping up. Unless it's like,
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because if we kind of just sneaky links, strap it up.
I don't know what you said. I feel like too though, like so if you doubling back though with like an old work, like an old thing, do you still outstrap it?
Ooh. Nah, because I had it raw and uncut. Why am I going?
Because other niggas might be having it raw and uncut too. You're not together.
But why am I doubling back? If I had it raw uncut, then I gotta put a condom on it. That's
what I'm asking. I'm literally just asking. I'm like, shit.
Oh no, I know, but I'm like, oh, that's a good question.
I'm like, in my history, if I ever double back, I don't think I strapped up. I don't think I strapped up. Or you have a so because sometimes you just go back to at it like it's like you know it never. Like,
what if Shorty told you to strap it up? Your old thing.
How long ago was before since we was exclusive? Like since we was like together.
A year.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. A year is like
because if I double back and you tell me to put a strap on, that means your pussy was out here.
Well, she
got slinging coochie.
Or like the Division song, she got a nigga. She just trying to make sure.
Oh, that's true.
There's levels to it too. It's like, oh, you got.
It's not cheating if you put a condom on. So
you're a wild boy. Let your bitch tell you that. You're a wild boy. He
didn't really fill the walls.
You're wildin'. Wow, and these new school niggas make your girl suck her dick, suck dick before she put a condom on, before they put a condom on. So imagine, nope, I'm not playing those games, bitch. You cheated, you gone, be gone to the Lions.
Nah, there's some condoms out there that you don't feel a thing, so you gooch. That won't, you
a wild boy. You were really.
But I'm thinking, I'll say 3 months into talking, I'll be to be safe.
Depends if we fucking. I don't know. Sometimes if I recall correctly, some of the shorties be having the ooh-wop with the condom on, so I'd be scared to go into that.
Nah, that's bro. Thank you for saying that. I have that's with a girl and put the condom on because I know I was going. You ever stick it in the joint and you be like, oh shit.
You go turtle back. It's like, oh shit, it's coming. It's coming.
I knew I wasn't going to last, bro. I was just like, oh, this shit like oh.
You got to hit with the, I'm tweaking. Hold on.
yo, you got to pull it out and kind of like lick it. You feel me? To be like, I just want to taste you.
Shit, that's fine. That's why, shit. You can have my little minute, 32 seconds. I'm fine with it. You great fucking game. Niggas was wild.
Shorties. If he ever pumping your shit and he takes it out and start eating it, that means he was about to come. he didn't want to, so he tried to savor it.
All right, Steve Harvey, you just telling secrets out here, bitch ass nigga. God, that's wild. That's true though. It is true.
That is true because it's like there, and then because automatically with a condom on, you add at least
you getting
a minute or two. You add at least 2 to 5 minutes to the sex time.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, all right, you gotta find your stroke and shit. Be smelling like a fucking doctor's office or a fucking latex glove in the room and shit. I hated condoms. I swear I hated them. I knew they were so necessary, but I swear I hated them.
And that's what gotta make a nigga stay in committed relationships too, because sometimes you're
niggas don't leave because they gotta start over. You're a wild boy. You say niggas don't leave their girl because they want to fuck raw.
Yeah, because now if you break up with your shorty, right, and you back on the market, and then shorty try to give you some, and then she tell you, oh, where the condom at? You like, I've been fucking for how long? Like, I went now? You telling me to get?
It's me. I'm me. Nah, then you try to go back to your girl, and now she's like, you got to wear condoms. Oh, I'm shooting the house up, not the club.
Oh, facts. Oh, shooting the club up. Oh, I'm AR-15.
Yeah, so my girl tell me not to nut her. Who the fuck is you?
You better get ready to be a cream-filled donut.
Oh, I'll be furious. Like, you don't know what that do to a man. Like, I gotta think about why can't I tell the truth? Tell the truth.
Now I'm gonna ask you questions now. Like, what's your body count? What you start telling me to put a condom on?
Remember, guys, this is all toxicity and fun. So don't be over here judging us. We had
facts. We didn't give no disclaimer or anything like that. Well, if you listen all the way to this point, you avid listener.
It's that 2 hours. Y'all definitely skimmed. I know a lot of niggas are skimming through this shit right now. Like, these niggas was chatting and it was serious for an hour and plus. Sorry, guys. We apologize.
I think you know what? Let's talk about it. I think it's great. You feel me? They showcase that, hey, we don't always agree, but hey, it's always respect. You feel me?
Yeah, I did almost tell you suck my dick a few times. I had to catch myself.
Now you see, now we had to scrap. You see?
I'm like, this bitch ass nigga. I was right.
Then we would have to scrap it, but we love it at the end of the day.
Yeah, we done had to fight. I was like, ooh, this thing getting tight. Over here looking like Shaq. God damn it. Any other topic? I'm trying to think of any of the wild questions. Yo, you seen all these Twitter pages? Yo, Twitter porn elite. I just gotta say it. Let's just throw it out there.
Bro, no, actually, bro, I'm even though I just talked about all this toxic shit, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm tired of seeing this sexy shit, especially on the gram, bro. I've been having, you know how when you slide on your feed, right, and they give you like suggestions.
Boy, they been OD.
Bro.
Boy, I'm like, y'all gonna have people thinking I'm outside being a heathen on Instagram. My mama on here.
Yo, there's this one little girl there's this one little woman over there that just have the fishnet. Just you could see her nipples through the fishnet. I'm like, yo, is this not against the guidelines? Since when Instagram became like Twitter over here? I expect this on Twitter.
Instagram losing their money. They seen Twitter out there getting this paper.
I ain't gonna lie, we didn't talk about it, but they just laid off 11,000 niggas at Meta, so you might have a point
talking about real talk. Yo, all them tech job shits that niggas was posting like last year, that shit looking sad right now. I heard cybersecurity the wave. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of happy I didn't make that transition yet because I was like, ooh, these niggas is going out like real shit.
So I'm over here dating, and there's nothing but ass cheeks, and then there's that what's that lingerie that all them IG models it starts with face it's FACET.
Facet?
Yeah, Facet.
This nigga said face?
I don't know, nigga. I don't pay attention to the name, nigga. I just see nothing but straight butt cheeks.
Face? I was like, what?
Bro, and then I come into these. And when I say this, I'm putting what the money is. Content creators, these girls are just arching their back, showing, when he finally gets to kill you. I'm like, yo, what is going on here?
Instagram lost us a long time ago. Instagram absolutely lost us a long time ago. They don't give
a fuck. I expect this on Twitter because I follow some shorties with OnlyFans, so they be liking stuff, supporting each other. So I'm seeing some stuff sometimes, but Instagram supposed to be family friendly over here. I gotta make sure my headphones is on and shit.
That's a fact. You can't be walking through scrolling. I'll be in the school like, nope. Let me put my phone away. I can't even go on this shit no more. Nah.
Thanks, bro.
Damn. Twitter porn still elite.
Oh, but I think that's good though. We gave y'all a good little. I don't even know how long this shit was. We supposed to give y'all a short episode because he got sick. But hey, enjoy this shit. Road to 100. It's episode 93. Please follow us on all social media. This might not go well. If you're any branded deals, business opportunities, email us at thismightnotgowell@gmail.com. I'm the host with the most, B Brezzy, aka Poppy Sazon.
I'm not responding to your emails, but it's Slick Grayson. We'll see y'all soon.
Try to tell them we up next, you can't stop that. This your favorite podcast. Every show is lit, baby. You know what we finna do. Slick gon' talk that slick talk, he gon' get political. Do not switch topics, niggas is toxic. Poppy shots don't always saying something wrong, but if you don't like it, what we saying, nigga, oh well. We try to tell you, baby, this might not go well. This might not go. Hey, that's it. One take. We're not even doing it again. Keep that. That's the one.